Alright guys, well, I am headed to some public land down here. It is the last Saturday of gun season. There's 3 more days left of gun season, so Saturday it's been raining all day long. There's been little breaks in it, but it's mainly been raining all day long. There's supposed to be a little break. Right now it's 2:30, so from 2:30 till about 5, there's supposed to be hardly no rain on this public land that I'm headed to. So gonna head down here and see if there's very many people parked where I want to go. There probably shouldn't be anybody there just for the fact of how much rain we've got today. Most people, I'm sure, aren't hunting, but we're gonna try it out and see. I'm gonna head down the road a little ways. I got a good spot that I want to try out, and we're gonna slip in there and see if we can see a buck tonight. The weather is kind of changing tonight. It's supposed to get cooler, and tomorrow is really supposed to be a lot cooler than what we've had. This past week has been really warm, so hopefully this weather will drop down and these deer will move. Right now we're in the middle of what I think is lockdown. A lot of deer. I've been hunting quite a few days this week, and I've not been seeing hardly any bucks at all. I mean, it has been slow compared to last week, but can't kill them at the house, so I'm heading out here anyway, and haven't been out here in probably, I don't know, it's probably been a month since I've hunted out here. Maybe not quite a month, 3 weeks maybe. But there's some nice bucks out here. Hopefully they'll be moving and might get a shot at one. So I'm gonna get down here and we'll see what happens. Well, there's a bunch of people here. So anyway, I'm gonna slip up here and stay on the road. Hopefully I don't run into anybody. It's really foggy and nasty looking, so I don't know where these people are, but this is the main place I want to go, so I'm going to head in here anyway. Just see if we can find us a deer in here. I'm just sitting here by the side of a tree where those does came through. When I came up over this ridge where I was going to hunt, those does were already on this hillside, and one of them spotted me. They took off snorting, making a huge commotion. I kind of called like a turkey, and then they started just walking through, came all the way back up on the hill, and then took off. So they went back down in the bedding area. I got a pretty good wind right now, kind of blowing this way, up over this hill, but where I'm sitting, right off the side of this ridge that comes off of a main ridge, there's a bunch of cedars down here below me, and basically a bunch of like little scrub brush right up on the hill on top. And probably 3 or 4 weeks ago when I came walking on, there's a road on top of this ridge. When I went walking on that road, leaving for the evening, I spooked a bunch of deer. And I could hear them running off down the hill down here. So I decided to come check this out, and they're here. So when you get down in these ridges and on these side hills, the wind a lot of times is so iffy. So hopefully if a buck does come in that I can get a shot at him before he smells me. But we'll see how it goes.
shot up on this ridge line up here. If one comes down that ridge or over that ridge, and then I can catch one if they're coming around here. So I'm going to stick with it right here and just see. Hopefully one will come through here. I only got probably about an hour to hunt or so, maybe. It took me a while to get in here because there were so many people I ran into. It's 3:55, so I got about an hour and 15 minutes is it. Hopefully one comes through here. perfect. I set up in the perfect spot. He came around and got my wind. I mean, he seen me, but he didn't know what I was. That was really neat. Anyway, hopefully a bigger one does that. Well, guys, it's getting dark. I can barely see because all this fog. I grunted a few times and had a deer come in behind me. I didn't know he was back there, and all of a sudden he ran off because he got my wind. It was just one deer by itself, so probably it was a buck, but I never got a look at it. Anyway, I'll put this camera up and start heading back to the truck. I got quite a ways to walk. Okay, we made it to the farm, and it's still warm out. It's November the 20th, and we got out here it's probably around 2 o'clock, and we got a storm coming in. It's just mainly rain, not nothing heavy, but the deer we think they should be moving this afternoon and this evening because of this rain that's coming in, and that's what we're hoping for because the weather is extremely warm. It's in the high 60s, 70 degrees. So what we got the 243 here, and we're setting in a blind down in one of the hay fields down in the bottom fields. And we got this big section of timber here in front of us, and we think that's mainly where most of the deer are, and we're hoping that they'll come down the hill this evening and come out in these fields and give us a good shot. So we got several different shooting lanes, 2 different fields that we can shoot into. So that's what we're hoping, that one will come down in one of these fields and that we can get a shot. So we're just going to keep our fingers crossed and hope one comes out tonight. You get him or not really? I got one. Smoke Central, boys. Make sure you stop her before you shoot. Ready? I'm gonna stop her. Wait. Okay, now.
Meh. Hey. Meh. 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 Meh.
There you go. There you go. Good job. She didn't go very far. No.
Cody shot that doe. I got it up here a little ways on the four-wheeler, but it was just too much for that doe and then us two on there. So we got it past the first gate, and then we went ahead and went down to the, I came and got the car. So we're gonna load it up in the trunk. Good to get a successful hunt and be able to get some meat in the freezer. It's a good deal.